Hey guys, this is Locke. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of the packs that I think that people should be buying. I've been getting quite a bit of requests about, what are the packs that you should be buying for, for dollars, for real money, how to like whale responsibly and not just buy everything, I guess, right? So first of all, I'm going to go through the monthly packs and talk about the things that I think are good value. So the first thing I very definitely recommend that everyone should buy, that if you want to spend any money, this is what you should be doing. You should be buying the daily map premium pack and the daily map pack. I believe these two are like the most value in the game. Um, it almost doubles like your map, how many maps you get daily, and on top of that, you also get some amount of greater maps, and greater maps are pretty rare to get otherwise because you can only get them from, it's very limited means to get it, and you're getting 30 plus 10, 40 every single day for 28 days. This is by far the best value in the game. If you're thinking of spending any money, that's where you would go. The next thing that I recommend people buy is the daily selected rate up hero summon. So I believe this is the second most valuable thing in the game. This is basically going to give you 3 plus 28, so that's 31 of these daily selected rate up tickets. If you get 140 of these, for sure you're going to get the L plus unit of your choice, whichever one you want, and this is updated as soon as the L plus units are released. These the place you would spend these tickets is actually in this banner right here. You can choose whatever you want, and once you've selected the unit, whenever this bar fills up, like I'm at 7 out of 140 right now, whenever this bar fills up and you summon the unit, you're guaranteed to get whatever you have selected. So those are the two main things that I would recommend everybody get if you're planning on spending any money at all. And then I'm going to go over some of the other stuff in the game, and talk about like secondary, right? This is the main things that you should be getting if you're going to spend money. The other things are all secondary. It depends on your budget. I mean, if you have no budget, you can get like everything you want in the game, obviously, right? So the next thing I'm going to talk about is like direct Ruby purchases. So I've purchased out all of these scenario milestone packs, and they're okay. Especially when the game is like really young and Ruby is you can get a lot of value out of the Ruby. These are only one-time packs, and they're okay to purchase. It's better to purchase them earlier. The longer you wait, the worse value it becomes. The reason is because if you're purchasing these like several months into the game, you've already had a huge chance to collect Ruby from other ways, right? So I bought these like within like the first few weeks, and actually what I did with these, I invested a lot of them into masteries. That was how I brought up my masteries at the time, by buying these packs. Are they like, do you need to buy them? I don't think so. I the thing with rubies is you need about 15,000 rubies to get one selected, to get one pity, right? Like to get one legendary pity, it's about 15,000 rubies. So most of these, like you're almost spending like $100, or I think it's in terms of US dollars, it's like $90, 90 US dollars for just over one pity. So in terms of value, it's not that great in my opinion. I think it's great if you are going to use it to get masteries, but otherwise it's not that great, to be honest. I've made some mistakes, right? So I bought it, but if I were to do it again, I probably wouldn't. Maybe I would buy like one or two to help me to get a boost in masteries, but I wouldn't. It's an okay thing to get, and it's also um, it's also like it has more value the earlier you get it, right? So that's all I'm gonna say. And similarly, like the Ruby pack and the daily Ruby pack, like these are good value in terms of like the amount of rubies that you'll get for the amount of dollars that you're spending. But again, you need like 15,000 of these to get one pity. So it's not, it's not. like just Ruby by itself, in my opinion, isn't that great. Like that's why the things I recommend has nothing to do with Ruby, right? Like I'm recommending maps, I'm recommending something that's guaranteed, because Ruby is like you could luck out by spending 1,100 rubies and getting exactly what you want, or you might have to spend 30,000 rubies and still not get what you want, right? So it's really iffy. If you're okay with just having more things to choose from, like if you just want to have like all the legendaries available, then Ruby is okay, because by summoning you're more likely to get like more random units. So that might be okay. But it's not something that I would strongly recommend. The ones that I strongly recommend, I already pointed out, are these three. Now, if you are going to be a whale and you have a huge budget for gaming, what I would recommend is actually buying these ones, the Moonstone Packs, because if you buy all of them, like you have to buy 5 of these, you buy 3 of these, and you buy 1 of these, I think the total amount you're spending is about 500 US dollars. That is enough to basically get whatever you want from this banner right here. Every time an L plus unit is released, those packs get refreshed, and you can basically fill this up from like 0 to 140 with that amount of moonstones, and you can get whatever legendary plus unit you want. So if you are going to whale because you have a huge budget, that's probably what I would recommend, because L plus units are just so much more powerful than L units. Like Chris, that's released right now, is really really powerful, but I don't recommend him simply because like most people won't have access to him. And if you can only choose one L plus unit, then you probably want to choose Cosette, right? So they're like 1 or 2 tiers above every other unit in the game. So having those units is going to put you at a significant advantage. So if you want to whale and you want to spend a ton of money, that's what I would highly recommend you get. There is one pack right now that I again would recommend for people that have a high budget. If you buy everything here, if you buy all three packs here, all 3 packs here, and all 3 packs here, they provide a bonus item called Legendary Pet Summon Vouchers. And if you get 100 of them, so if you buy all of these, in total you will get 108 of these vouchers. And so you can use those vouchers to turn in to get one single legendary pet. You can't, it's a random pet, so you don't have a choice which you're going to get, but you're guaranteed to get one. And the amount of money that you'll spend to get all of these, I think it's around 330 US dollars. If you ignore this, if this wasn't there, the other way that you would be getting a legendary pet guaranteed, the only way to do it is to fuse, right? So you would have to go here, and every time you do a pet fusion, a rare pet fusion, the bar at the top is going to fill to 20, and then on your 21st fusion, you are guaranteed to get a L pet. Aside that, there is no other guarantee. So the amount of money that you would take to do this, assuming that you have like extreme bad luck and you just don't summon a legendary pet no matter how many times you try, that's probably going to be like at least $1,000, I would assume, if you are like really unlucky. So if you are going to spend money anyway and you have a huge budget, I would recommend that you think about, if you don't have any other legendary pets already, then I would think about getting this. You might actually end up with like a second one if you're really lucky, because it also gives you other pet summon tickets as well. It gives you quite a bit of these pet summon tickets actually. So in the end, you'll at least end up with one legendary pet for sure. You might end up with 2, and the amount of money that you're to spend on this is drastically lower than just summoning over and over and hoping to get lucky or being forced to fuse it. So again, if you're going to spend a lot of money, this is something else I recommend. Other than that, if you look at event packs, sometimes they have pretty good event packs going on. Most of these, in my opinion, are not that great. The pet summon pack was interesting, but now with the relay packs there, the pet summon packs have just lost value, because if you look at if you take a look at this one, right, like you're getting 1,600 rubies, 50 pet summons, and you're getting 1 rare to legendary pet summon voucher. I think there's like a 1% chance of getting a legendary pet from that. Instead, now you are getting the exact same things minus that pet summon voucher, but you're adding these voucher fragments, which are guaranteed to get you a legendary pet. So instead of getting that, you should focus on the relay packs if you're just planning to outright buy these packs to summon pets. Um, the other things like these are not too bad in terms of. Actually, no. Let me think about this. No, these are not that good value either. The reason it's not good value anymore is because there were other packs which was similarly priced, which had like way better things, like the New Year pack, right? The New Year pack had 3 times 10 hero summon tickets, 3 times 10 pet tickets, and 3 times 10 equipment summoning tickets. So all of that, and it was still the same price. It was like 36 or $33 Canadian. I don't know how much it is in US dollar, but basically, I mean, if you're going to get all that or this, you should be getting that instead, right? And if they had a reason to give us a pack of that with all that, I'm assuming they're going to be doing other deals, like maybe on Valentine's, maybe on the Lunar New Year. I have no idea, but I'm sure it'll come out more and more often. So I don't really recommend anything here. But if you are, if you have an unlimited amount of budget, right, and you've already bought these, then I mean you can go nuts. Like, go for the event packs, because if you just have such an disposable income, it's better to buy these ones than just straight up buying rubies, right? Like you would otherwise buy it from here. The very first time, sure, you get like 7,200 rubies, but the next time you can only get 4,000 rubies for 120 Canadian dollars. It's just like too much. So you might as well get something else along with it if you just have such an unlimited budget that you want to do that. But other than that, like I don't really recommend anything else here. I haven't bought anything else except there's one more actually that I would that you can think about. I bought this a couple of times. This is a bit more expensive as well. I'm probably not going to get it again because it's just not. I don't think the value is there. But yeah, I mean, it gives you the selected rate up summon ticket. It gives you 10 of those. Typically, like if you look at the price of this, you're getting 20 of those selected summons for $120. So here you're only getting 10 for $120, but you're also getting 30 hero summon tickets, 30 equipment summon tickets, and 30 pet summon tickets. I think this one is still more worth it, to be honest, because just having that legendary plus unit is probably way better than trying to get lucky at the other things. So this is still probably a better value. I wouldn't go for that anymore. So, I mean, that's what I'd recommend, right? I would recommend buying this instead of that one. As I said, I've made some mistakes. So, all right. So sometimes you also get like other packs. Like for example, whenever you summon an L plus unit or an L unit, you get a chance to buy, 20 L shards or 10 L plus shards for 120 Canadian dollars. Sometimes it's probably like I think 90 US dollars. I don't actually recommend that pack. It might seem like, oh, you're getting such a huge start. You're getting 10 days worth of shards. That's not look at it a different way. Once you start leveling up these heroes, right? Like Cosette, for example, she's at level 36. You need let me go to hero summons to talk about it. Actually, leveling up, that's easier. Okay, so to go to the next stage, she needs 8 shards. So it'll be 8 days, or she has to wait 8 days to go up 2 levels. So after a certain point, like after level 38, right, or when level 36, you that 10 shards that you're buying for 120 Canadian dollars is just 2 more levels. Like you're spending that much money just to get an additional 2 levels of Cosette or whatever other L plus unit you have, and that's to me really not worth it. Like that's sure, the value is 10 days, but I don't think that's like the amount of stats that you're gaining over those 10 days just in a vacuum is not worth the $120 you're spending on it, in my opinion. So I don't really recommend you get that. The only time you might want to consider getting it is if you're also planning to take advantage of the events that are going on. Like for example, the Chris Plus event that's there. if you get him to level 42, you can get these 10 additional shards. So I mean, sure, that's I guess then you're getting an advantage of 20 days, but you also have to buy one additional shard of him every day for 7 days. So that's like 5,600 additional rubies that you're spending. Overall, it's just, to me, it just seems like an insane cost to get 20 extra shards, which is about 4 levels, I guess. And to me, that's, again, it's just not worth it to me. So I don't recommend people do it. If you have, again, an unlimited budget, go for it. But I don't think the value is there, so I don't recommend people get it. Um, and what about other packs? So there are uh, there are two types of things you can spend currency on, right? Like you can spend currency on rubies or tickets that let you pull, and those have a chance associated with it, right? Like you can buy all of these, right? For example, and still not get any legendary pet. So you are spending money for a chance, but most of the other things in the game are kind of decided. Like for example, if you look at these customized packs, right? You know exactly what you're getting for this value. Like you're spending 60, sorry, not 60. You're spending $36 to get 3,200 of these elixirs. Um, if you have, again, the budget for it, you can go ahead. But I've never bought anything like this ever, because I just look at it in terms of how many days would it take me to farm this, and when I look at it that way, the value is just not there. I'll give you an example. So this one, right? Like it's giving me 3,200 of these uh, that I can get for $36. I can farm 400 of these with one soulstone ticket, right? So I can get it with 8 soulstone tickets. I can get that much, and I've if I spend an extra attempt, if I spend, like, an extra ruby attempt, that's 110 rubies. So 440 rubies um, gives me eight. In total, I've done the soulstone. Sorry, not soulstone. This is the elixir. I've done the elixir dungeon 8 times. So 4 days plus 440 rubies is already giving me the amount that I would get for 3,006. Sorry, for $36, and that's just not, for me. It's just not there. Like that. That just seems like the value is too crazy for me. So I think it's just too expensive. Another example that I can tell you. So right now I'm doing this one, the Research Tower Chapter 11, very hard. As soon as I finish it, I'm going to have a pack that's going to come up that's $120 to get a radiant weapon of your choice, right? So that seems like, hey, that's a pretty good item. But if I think about, how long will it take me to get two light crystals, which I can use to get that radiant anyway, again, the value is not there, because I can farm it pretty easily from this now, because I'm able to do the tier 15 dungeons. If you don't know the chance of this, like check out my video at the very end. I've done a few of these like clears, and I got one of the crystals, and I got the 8 shards quite often. So within a few, like maybe within like 2 weeks, at least 1 or 2 weeks, I can definitely farm a radiant weapon, if not more. So I'm basically spending $120 to speed up the progress for 1 to 2 weeks, and again, the value is just not there. So I don't really recommend these things. Um, but at least you know exactly what you're getting, right? Like you can see the value of it in terms of number of days, and then decide if it's good or not for you. Like if you are just in a hurry to catch up, if you started like say 3 weeks late or something and you want to catch up, then they might be okay for you, because you're probably going to take some time to get to do this stage to do a T15 raid. It's probably going to take you some time. So in that case, maybe it's okay for you to get it, because it'll take you some time to get there, and this is going to help you to get there faster. But at least you can calculate and see exactly the value of it. So I will leave that up to you to decide. I've never gotten anything like that, and I don't really recommend it personally, because to me, I don't see the value, but maybe other people do see the value. So I wanted to highlight it to you. Um, but yeah, to reiterate and tell you the things that I think you should be getting. The first and second thing you should be getting is the daily maps. You can get both of them at the same time, the daily map premium and the daily map. And the second thing that you should be getting if you want to spend money on this game is the daily selected rate up Hero 7. So That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care, guys.